singing for 2 seconds. I have no idea.
Hello, 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 everyone. Your girls are back and we are live. It's been a minute. Did you miss us? I didn't even share this with anybody, but if y'all not on, y'all do replay. It's your girls, my Tik, Joy. Did I hit live? Okay. And Callie. Hola, ¿cómo está? We missed you. Callie has the beautiful Tina Turner. We're going to say rest in peace, rest in paradise to her. I wish I had the thing that Joy posted.
About what? Are you supposed to one with Ike?
You want me to
resend it? Too soon, didn't she? I saw
that was so funny.
Lord, that was hilarious. I said, this is too soon, honey. Too soon. Do you even think Ike is at the pearly gates? Would they let him in? Hi, Kevin. How are you?
So weird cap. I thought it was black.
Callie's over here getting beautified. I just want y'all to know. Y'all missed it. I was looking earlier, but when we went live, she took it off. Okay, but let's get together. So everything we say is allegedly our opinion, entertainment purposes only. Please like and subscribe because it helps our algorithm. I hope you missed us. We are back. We're some busy ladies. You know what I mean? Because we work and we do this thing, right?
Got jaw.
But Callie's retired, but she takes
work. I got a quick question. I'm just going to throw it out there. So when people do the lace fronts, you know, when they put the lace fronts on, where do they put the glue? Do they put it on the wig cap or on the forehead?
On the forehead.
They put it on the forehead. Under the wig.
It's right around your hairline. It depends on where your hairline is, but you can put it on a cap.
Because this is weird. Let me show y'all what we
do. It's usually.
How do you do it?
It's usually right in front of the cap.
Look, let me look. Callie is putting on her wig.
It's down too far.
Oh, Callie, you got that on your 5 head, okay?
That's like Candy when she was making. That's like Candy when she was making. Look, that was like Candy when she was making fun of
Marla. What's her name? Yeah, she had that thing down to the widow's peak at the nose.
I'm not talking to y'all. We're so, you know what? You can tell we ain't been together because we act up, okay? Giving Diana Ross, okay? And who she had, the Supremes? I'm Diana. Or the Pips. She had the Pips. Somebody. Okay. Anyway, we the Ikeettes today, I guess.
Yeah.
Ikeettes.
Anyway, okay. So I'm about to share a few things, but what we're going to do is we're going to rate the episode. So what I have it is called, we're going to kind of do a quick of Sisters Before Misters and A Stars Reborn. And we're going to try to do both. I just have little notes for Sisters Before Misters. And then A Stars Reborn.
Before Misters. Yeah.
That's when Martell came, I guess. Eat the cake, anime. Said eat the cake. Okay, anyway. What was I going to say? Rate the episode.
But isn't it a coincidence, isn't it a coincidence that Joy or that Drew and her husband were talking about Ike and Tina?
I know I have that in my notes.
Ooh, they sure were. Yeah.
Drew was like, I'm not all agree. Anime. Yeah, that was interesting timing.
I said there's Grant Hill and Tamia. There's Beyonce and Jay-Z. There's the Tamala man, and what's the little man name with the ashy knees? Like, it's all kind of people. You can call. What's his name? Little man?
The man.
Mr. Hope?
The man. Mr. Their man.
But what's his name on the show? Mr. something.
The man? You mean cameraman's man?
No, she's talking about Mr.
What did she call him anyway?
She don't. What's his name?
I don't know, but she can do anybody but Ike and Tina. Okay, so I need to share this thing, but I'm gonna ask a question.
You call him something because she don't call him because he plays her father, but she calls him Mr. What is?
You gotta Google it, Joy.
This is a Dory moment.
For all three of us. Okay, so are y'all? So we're gonna talk about 2 shows with Mr. Martell Hope. Are we tired of Martell or no?
Your granddaddy. What is his name?
Well, here's what we can tell you for sure, right? Is that the ratings have not changed just because Martell's on either show.
Or Sheree.
They have not, or Sheree. So somebody's tired of him.
So, because Carlos
Mr.
Brown.
Mr. Brown.
Thank you. All in my look, we could just looked at our beautiful skin and got Mr. Brown. What's wrong with this? Okay. Anyway. Are we tired of Martell? If people who are on, are we tired of Martell? I haven't shared it, so we don't have but like 4 people. But let us know.
I think that yes. I think we're tired of the conversation that comes with Martell. You know, especially with everything that's been going on lately, that doggone birthday parties people are still talking about. Then with the Tea Party girl that knew the coleslaw buffet situation.
Yeah.
They was telling Melody, I saw on Twitter today, they tell Melody she can't invite that girl to nothing else. Melody said, I can't invite her where? No, the visitor at the tea party, the girl that.
Oh, okay. Carson.
I thought Tisha invited her.
She did.
Well, Melody, her text was, dang, I can't invite her nowhere. Something like that. That's what she said anyway. It's still out there. So.
Well, I don't think that. But anyway, we'll talk about that on Huntsville. Let's get to this one.
Oh, that's right. We're on Atlanta.
I forgot my notes. Hold on. Dory is with me. What do y'all think about? We're gonna go real quick because we got at 8:00. We're gonna do Love and Marriage Huntsville. What do y'all think about this Kandi and Courtney situation? Why are they so activated against each other? What is it, Courtney? Or is Kandi just like, y'all ain't gonna try me this year? Like, what's going on?
Courtney, it's Courtney in that bobblehead. It's Courtney. She just is awfully hyper. Yeah, and you know, and if you meet her for the first time and she's calling you out saying, because I really don't need to have you do that whole neck thing. I don't know if she's a chiropractor or not, but she probably needs to be, or go and hire one. She got to have like neck pain. It's all on her. And Candy's like, I am not about to be fooling with you. She is, yes, Courtney Craig. She does.
But do y'all think Candy's acting like it's like she going to 10 immediately? Like she's not even letting him.
Yes, I agree. She does with reason.
With reason. So what did you think about her being Drew or Ralph's cousin? Do y'all believe that?
Yeah.
Is it true?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, it was far. It was what, grandpa's grandpa or something.
So did y'all recognize her boyfriend or her ex baby daddy?
I only when they put up the original, his young picture. I remember him.
What she do to
he
him?
Was really nice. I mean, he looked good. I hate when people. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all that bothers me.
He don't look
this dude you have to remember that Groove Theory was hot in the mid 1990s.
Really?
That was literally 30 years ago. You show me
maybe that's why.
30 years ago and tell me you still as fine as you was.
I am. What you trying to say? I am.
Have you seen a lot of negative comments or something?
Look, I'm of an age where I can say he looked good to me. I don't know what's wrong. I ain't understand what the future was.
Yeah,
he still would have had turn. He still would have got a head turn from me.
Was he in the Fallen
but I do remember him. He was nice looking.
Was he in the Fallen video? Is that him?
Fallen. Who's Fallen? Who sings it?
With Alicia Keys. I think that's him.
I thought okay. I was thinking of the little short rapper, but he was in the I Don't Know Your Name one or something.
Yeah. Most deaf. I think he's cute.
Were there negative comments about him, Joy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. People were trying to say, what she do to him? I'm like, first of all, this dude, he's a nice looking dude, but don't get it wrong.
Yeah, that's
a nice looking dude.
So fine.
Yeah, it's just the only reason I think it was a shock is because we haven't seen him since then.
Yes.
So when they showed his young picture, I thought, oh yeah, I know who that is. I would have never connected.
I would have neither.
His current self to the young self. But
and look, y'all, this is him. That's a nice looking dude.
Maybe it's the hair.
He's a nice looking dude.
Yeah, he's not bad. But he's not who he used to be when I liked him.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Who looked the same?
Right. I mean, because look, if I put my picture up there from 30 years ago,
Lorenz Tate is still fine.
Okay, he's and Method Man got better looking too.
And Method Man, Lorenz Tate and Method Man. Okay.
Method Man. Let me also say this: Method Man wasn't very attractive though as a young man.
Right.
He became nicer looking as he got older. LL still looks good.
Yeah,
there's some men that just gracefully ages, but let's be clear, this is not a bad looking dude.
No, he's not.
This is not
one person that aged gracefully body wise, which helped the face, is Dr. Dre.
Yeah, but I think he's on steroids, allegedly.
Oh,
Everything we say is allegedly.
Okay, I'm just gonna shut up.
I'm about to put my thing on because I ain't getting sued for Callie making me say stuff today. Callie be watching stuff back and tell me what I say, and I'm like, I did not. So I'm gonna say allegedly today.
In 1995, I was 21 years old. You couldn't have told me nothing.
That's true.
I mean, I'm literally knocking at 50's door.
Well, you look good, girl. He don't look like he's like you. But we gonna move on. Okay.
He look good to me.
So, what else I gotta say? Ralph did we talk about Ralph? I thought Ralph looked good. Thought Ross looked good. What do you think about
at the 20s party or whatever?
Yeah. Sheree and Sonia and what's her name? Marlo.
What is up with that?
What do y'all think when they get together? Are they negative or just
yeah, no, they are a group of old negative women. And I'm older than all of them probably except for Sheree. But they seem so out of it. Yes, Shamar Moore. Okay, Kevin. Yeah. They just seem so, where somebody made a comment that I so agreed with, that it just seems like Sheree is always on the wrong team.
I put that.
I mean,
Sheree could have been in Turks and Caicos if she was on the right team.
Yeah, and
she's
then
on the wrong team.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Whose team was she on? I don't understand.
Well, she's on Marlo and Sonia's team.
Marlo.
And so
I think
has
that's
always been like a problem.
I mean, yeah, first of all, Sheree never picks right. She didn't do that when she was jumping out. I'll never forget. You don't remember this? You don't remember Nene saying you on the wrong team?
Wrong team, yeah. Wrong road, honey.
Yeah. No, she was Nene. It wasn't wrong road. That was Portia. Nene actually said you rooting for the wrong people. And I don't know if you know, which I thought Nene had power because the next season she wasn't on it.
Sheree was gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think she does. I think
that Sheree kind of goes with her gut, which is not a bad trait for a woman. She goes with whoever she rocks with is whoever she rocks with.
No matter the history.
Yeah, and that's just what it was.
So
but I kind of, in my opinion, Sheree is a no man's type of situation because Candy is nobody's friend. No, I've never thought that she was anybody's friend. You can only be Candy's friends if you're agreeable.
Well, that's not
like
true.
Her
and Kenya have had a bunch of disagreements, and they really seem to be friends.
They never really have fallen out. Not
tells her about Todd though, and she listens.
Not for real, because even the height of what she was doing with Phaedra, they remained cordial.
Yeah.
Like, to me, the things that she did to Phaedra was that's the reason why I still don't like Kenya to this day. It's literally based off what she did to Phaedra. Yes, Phaedra was wrong to what she did to Candy, but
you like Phaedra though.
I enjoy watching her on TV.
But you can't forgive Kenya for what she did.
I can't forgive
years
Kenya
ago
because Kenya.
Forgive everybody else.
Let me say this. It's something about a woman that is married who knows her husband ain't right, and you got a woman that's dangling the fact that I know your husband ain't right to you. That irritates my soul.
Well, so Mel for years. You women like her. But Coleslaw did that to Mel for years, and you was okay with that.
I never said that. I've never said that was okay. And here's the difference. We didn't see Coleslaws play out on TV.
So because it's on TV.
We didn't see it play out on TV. We saw what happened with Kenya play out on television.
But Phaedra and Kenya have made up, but you still mad at Kenya. So Phaedra's over, but you still mad.
You're saying that Kenya is nobody's real friend, yet we see that her and Kenya have never really fallen out. They are real friends then. Okay. So it kind of goes against what you're saying, right?
I don't agree with that, but okay.
Okay.
I mean, Phaedra and
they've never fallen out.
In the same space.
I think that there are people that you can be agreeable with because Kenya don't want no smoke and Candy don't want no smoke. And also, I think that Kenya is very grateful to Candy.
For what?
Because Candy literally pulled her back into the show. Not
What do you mean?
figuratively, literally. When Kenya was put on pause.
She was not. She just didn't accept the contract because it was low.
When Kenya was put on pause,
they wanted
Kenya,
her back.
They wanted Candy invited Kenya to an event while she was pregnant with with her baby, and Nene, all in her feelings, couldn't let things be and bumped heads, which brought back a spark and would bring her back the next year. But Candy did that.
Okay.
Marlo's back too, and we know Candy don't like her, so I don't know.
I don't think so, Joy.
I don't either, but that's okay.
Okay. Anyway, let's go to. So do y'all want to see more of
he dug into a woman's insecurities? I don't know if y'all get that. I've met women like her. That I don't like women like
that to everybody. She dug into everybody's insecurities.
Who?
Phaedra. I mean, people met her at the studio. Who was that girl who had the song? And Phaedra was like, "You
either get it or you
trying to do an album.
That's fine if you don't."
But Phaedra literally told this girl, "You this old and you trying to do an album?" Like Phaedra would mess with people's insecurities too. Like it's who you like, because Phaedra did some dirty stuff too, and you forgive her.
Oh, I know she did some dirty stuff. I think you're missing it. It's
I am, because I don't understand, but I don't have to. So are you shocked that Sheree and Martell are Capricorns? Because I am mad at both of them.
Why are you embarrassed? You embarrassed to be associated with them?
Both.
Well,
Sheree ain't about her business to be a Capricorn. We are normally about our business.
Well, we know neither is Martell, so maybe they're right.
Well, I don't know. Who's trying?
But all the housewives are not really friends like that, right?
They're not. I don't know. So Candy should check her mother.
They are.
What do you say, Kelly?
Some shows, I don't even know. Some shows they say they are, but I don't know what that comment was too. So just ignore me and Dory over here.
I feel like they all
her mother about taking. I'm so over her in that Todd situation. I don't get it. I don't get it.
We having the same discussion that we've been having about Candy forever. You could take a random season, and we gonna be talking about Candy don't have time for her children. She got time for her husband. She got time for nothing but herself.
Yeah,
that's what I said. She's not anybody's friends. Her ambitions only are for her. Everybody can help her. Everybody can make her successful, but she's selfish. That's why I say I don't think
she's a Taurus. Like my child is like that. They can't help.
Unless you're helping her build her, she ain't got no time for you.
But so what do you think about her letting her mom? Well, she said she hadn't talked to her mom this time. So it seems like she is.
But here's the thing though with that, because so she hasn't, that was all associated with what her mom said at BravoCon.
Right.
They were on a show as the dynamic duo. There's no way in the world they were going to be on that show and expect that Mama Joy's issues with Todd were not going to come up. So I'm kind of shocked that has her so upset. But they should have talked about that ahead of time. You know what's going to happen. You know somebody's going to question everything with you and Todd. Let's go ahead and talk this through. Because there shouldn't be any reason she's upset with her mom now.
But you could think her mom, after her having the kids, like Ace and Blaze, like Candy said, my kids are going to watch this now. So now he's your daughter's baby daddy. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Mama Joyce, I don't know. But I do think Candy has I think she did. She stopped talking to her mama, so she tried. Do y'all like Kenya's friend Akila, or do y'all not see enough of her?
Kenya has a friend on the show?
Because I don't. Yeah, the girl they play tennis with they hang
out
all the time.
Who she is? I mean, but what was cute about
her husband is a football star, and most of the time, if she goes somewhere, she's the one who keeps Brooklyn. They like for real friends, and their kids are best friends.
What I did like about that scene is when Brooklyn was hitting that tennis racket. Did y'all catch that little scene?
Yeah, that's what scene I'm talking about.
This little thing.
I would rather see her than Courtney. I think no.
It wouldn't matter. She's not as hyper as Courtney seemed to have been, so I could that would be refreshing. Courtney just seems like she sat down when she heard she might be able to get on the show, and she watched every other season of Housewives possible. Mm-hmm. And she's coming in there ready to jump off like some froggy and do whatever she thinks is going to grab attention. She's overly hyper. And maybe a lot of people go through that their first season.
I don't know who is it. Oh yeah, I put that in the group. Yeah, I put it in our chat. You didn't see it? Yeah. Vanderpump
I haven't seen no numbers like that in a minute.
In years. Dang it, I lost it. Okay, so let's talk about when Sheree went to the warehouse. And she talking about the sweatshirts was wrinkled. Now, do y'all remember when she had her website and the people in the pictures for the shirt she was gonna buy was wrinkled, right? And she had 200 orders. Is that a lot of orders for a day? I mean, I don't know. Can y'all?
Well, for Sheree, I would say yes, considering how high some of her prices are, and when you can get it from Shein. And she refuses to change them, which I have no problem with that either. I mean, because that's going to be the only way she's going to make some money.
Okay. What else I got? Okay, so they said Sheree was saying something about Martell. I don't remember what, but she started stuttering. Now, when Sheree starts stuttering, what does that mean to y'all?
She lying.
Okay.
Nervous, lying, something. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm trying to remember what part. She stutters a lot, though, so nothing sticks out to me. Do you remember what she was saying?
I can't. It was something about when she was talking.
They don't give these girls the opportunity. I wish that they would give them some space to let these relationships play out. They come in at the attack of these dudes. I wouldn't bring a guy around. Like
that's ever. Why I think Giselle hasn't. I think that's why Kenya really don't. You get talked about when you don't bring a guy around because they're like, you can't get a man, you can't get a man, but they dog the man. Once you get the man,
my whole thing is at least let's be around him. Yeah. If he an a-hole, let us see it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If he got a girl that he messing with, invite her to the party. Don't just say some random. I'm just saying, do something. Like they don't give people the opportunity. That's the reason why this stuff doesn't come across as authentic. We don't get to see things play out. Like it would have been nice to see if, let things play out and see how they look.
So and this is Marsha said that's on her, George. She brought him around too soon. Do you agree with that or no?
No, she didn't really have a choice. Y'all backed her up in the corner. Kenya kind of backed her up in the corner when they were kikiing about it. So that's really the thing. When you're bringing it up on the show, you gotta talk about it, and people expect to see it. It's
he
just
called her during the reunion. Y'all blame Kenya for everything. He called this lady during the reunion, and Andy answered the phone.
I know that. That's
so. How's that Kenya's fault?
No. I think you're missing it. It's
I'm missing it.
When you're at the reunion, you're correct. I get that. They were mentioning it on the show. He didn't have a choice but to bring him around.
So them doing the paparazzi shots wasn't the reason why he was brought up at the reunion. It's Kenya.
That's possible. I mean, I'm not saying that that's not possible. I'm just saying we didn't get a chance to see them as a couple before drama began. Because once drama begins, you don't get a chance to see their dynamic. We need to get a chance to see them as a couple. And for us, we just don't see, we just don't get that opportunity. Like, I just think that we should be able to form our own opinion without the noise. Is what I was saying. Do you think
that it's because they're worried about Sheree because she seems to? We all have a picker, and we seem to pick the same kind of guy. And maybe they're worried because last year she was in love after lockup in her fur outside crying over a dude, right? You know what I mean? And so you're like, we don't want this for you again.
But I'm like, even if that's how you feel, if this is your real friend, you still, as your real friend, you sit back and watch the dynamic. You don't attack the boy before you have a conversation with him. You don't tell them rumors or whatever on camera. That's not how you do your real friend. Like if I hear a whole bunch of stuff about a dude, I'm at least gonna have a conversation, at least one conversation to be able to say.
You trying to say that Sheree ain't done that to people?
Who?
They all do it to people when they bring guys on.
It's done or not. I have no idea. I can't think of a specific. It seems like we're talking at random because I can't think of a specific conversation. I can't think of a specific situation where Sheree was talking about somebody's guy. I'm not saying
she ain't never talked about Mark. She ain't never talked about Todd. Is that what you're trying to say?
Right, Mark.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think that even our situation with Mark, the only thing that people used to say is that he either didn't exist or that they weren't married, but we got to see their dynamic. Mark came to some things. They had bowling. We had to see the dynamic. They keep about him calling her Ken, but we got to see something.
The first time he showed up, they said he looked gay because he had a nose ring.
Oh, that
was the first words that them girls said.
Ain't no different than the
and
rest.
she didn't say he looked gay. She said, "Only man I know who got a nose ring is
right."
Tupac. She said it's Tupac. Tupac ain't gay.
I don't agree with you.
Yeah, they did do that to Kim's husband.
Nobody they don't give any man a chance on this show. Now that I think about it,
who said that he was?
I can't remember, but they don't. I do agree with you on that. Atlanta, y'all need to give these dudes a chance.
Yeah, you need.
They can't even come on the show.
I do remember that though. They did say that about Mark. But my whole point is that was jacked up. But you do have to give. We just have to at least have a meeting with them.
Yeah, I agree.
Like what made
I'll give you
an
example. They didn't do that to Cynthia's Mike. We got to know Mike. We formed our own opinion about Mike. You know what I mean?
Well, Cynthia was full time then too, right? Yeah,
yeah. All of them are full time now.
Yeah, I'm saying, but she was at that time, so.
Girl, why?
Yeah, they did give her a chance.
Well, why did that girl bring her ex-husband, who they're co-parenting their 22-year-old? Are they special needs or something? I was
using him as a flex.
That's why I was wondering, was the child special needs or something? Is that why they still co-parent?
They never said anything about.
Yeah, because do you co-parent a 22-year-old?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's possible if they're special needs, you know.
No, well, she showed the 24-year-old. So no,
yeah, she was cute.
Yeah, she wasn't. She didn't look special needs anyway. But neither does Martell.
Yeah, they did. They did do that with Will. You are right. Who was that said that when Cynthia had Will? They did that to Will too. They do it on Atlanta.
That's true. That's true.
That is true. Even more reason to not bring your relationship around into your relationship is
I forgot about Will, but that was
I feel like Sheree.
But even that's also sticky because you could be in love with the guy. They tried to do the same thing with Dennis. It to me, it just seems like they at least should let the guy meet. We should at least have one gathering. And if he an a-hole, then we can call him an a-hole because we at least didn't met him. And he acted like an a-hole.
Some of them might not necessarily want to be on the show with just a first date or, a week of dating or something like that.
I think Martell would have, though.
Yeah. Well, how
well, he's on a reality show.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah. He knows it.
Yeah.
So do y'all, I don't want to get into the other show we doing, but do y'all believe the stuff about Martell and this Belinda girl? Do you think him and Sheree are still together? Or whatever?
I do believe the Belinda talk. And I mean, I think Sheree is still around.
Okay. I mean, I think Sheree just having fun. Okay, I don't want to skip, but I'm going to.
Having fun too.
I want to skip. I don't want to skip, but I'm going to. So in the preview for the next thing, Sheree's getting an ultrasound.
What do you call her?
Friend girl.
Friend girl.
So what is a friend girl?
That is my question.
He didn't want to give it a label. Neither one of them did.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about that later. Don't leave. Please stay in my head. What do y'all think about Candace and Drew performance?
Well, there was not a performance from Drew.
I wonder, was it cut?
I just think we
so because they timed it.
Well, Candace told Drew, we'll let our managers and everything talk about whatever they're going to talk about. Ralph probably had Drew trying to get 30 grand for 5 minutes type of thing. And so all they could do was hum together, and that's all we saw.
But see, remember, Sanya said I raced longer than she was on stage, and then they timed it. Now they still could have cut it, but
Sanya, and Wendy Osifo has 4 degrees. I mean, some things we expect to say. I'm so over her in that little award.
Y'all leave the lady alone.
Really, me. And what did she say about Drew? She said, I am really struggling to be Drew's friend. Well, is Drew concerned with being your friend? I can't tell. She's a messy person.
Sanya?
Yeah.
I will say her fashion is a lot better this year. I like the way she looks every time she's been on the screen. I think she looks really cute now. Sheree was sick, so she couldn't go see Flop It with Drew, as she called it. But what did y'all think about Candace's look? I just need honest opinions.
Oh, girl, she looked a whole mess. Not a half a mess, not a part mess, but a whole mess.
What do you think?
This picture.
Yeah, oh, God, you're showing it. I can't look.
Look, how convenient for Joy to have that picture right there.
But that's what she looked like.
I just so happened to be screenshotting something and saved it. That's why when you said
me and Joy are magic together. If you didn't know, we are magic together. She knew what I was going to say. What did you think, Callie?
She talking about her proximity to whiteness. All I can think it is, she jealous. She ain't. I'm just like, that was so weird.
Look, she's so against Candace. You said Callie 3 times, and George just kept on interrupting. I think Candace is this, and I'm like, girl, we know you hate her, okay?
But what do you think about the look, hate her or not? Seriously,
me?
Oh, me?
No, like we know what you think, George. We know.
We don't even, child. I think Candace is Candace. We've seen good, we've seen bad. A little. Same thing about all of us. We've seen good, we've seen bad.
I didn't like the wig, and I felt like her stockings was too light. I was like, this is not right. But that was just me.
Those were pageantry stockings she probably had from one of her old pageants.
Oh. Dude. She was trying to be Destiny's Child 4th member. Who was
Kevin.
I thought they sounded great with the little auto-tune, but
I wonder why Candy don't want to work with. I wonder, like, she would be a good person to work with. Drew really is a good singer, and Drew, if this ain't no person that's an aspiring singer, like she actually has background. Shamari too. Like I was thinking the same thing about Shamari when she was on the show.
Well, I thought Candy said after Kim, she would never work with anybody again because you remember Kim. She didn't get any money.
All she do is get a contract.
I know. Like you said, Candy hold grudges. You said it, Joy, not us. It's true.
I mean, it's that simple. Like you can't enter into somebody unless it's something restricting them from doing separate contracts that we're not aware of, because that is possible.
And then let's see, I got just one little thing. What was up with Marlo? And
oh God,
what happened at the end? Because I felt like I missed something.
Marlo, she is still suffering from some childhood traumas in the foster system, I guess, because she talks in circle, or she just makes no sense. So she is upset that she didn't think Candy was concerned about her nephew that died. And not because he died at her restaurant, but because he used to work there. Right. And so when Drew brought it up, she was saying that Drew didn't use the word shoot.
Right.
So that meant we couldn't talk about what really happened. And then Marlo's like, Candy always gets away with not talking about the negative stuff. It didn't make any sense to me.
No, she's right about that part. Now, in the midst of Marlo's madness, because I've been saying it last season, I'll say it again, that girl is not well enough to be on this platform.
Marlo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, can somebody have Ashley Darby pass that message on to her since she seems to be so good at it?
Yeah,
Ashley Darby, the way she told Katie that you're not mentally stable enough to
No, she did tell her that. Yeah, she's not well enough to be on this platform. But in the midst of that, she's right. this is the part that I said about Candy. Candy is nobody's friends because you can only be friends with her to be agreeable.
Okay,
there is not a scandal, and it's not that she's had hard ones, but the ones that have happened over the years, nobody wants to go against Candy.
Really?
Nobody wants to go against Candy. They may have a tiff, but they want to make up real quick. Like nobody, like she kind of got that's why I wanted Phaedra to come back so bad. Because she really hasn't had that kind of conflict. Candy is a get along girl.
But is it Candy's conflict just because it was her restaurant?
It is because it also involves family. It was her restaurant because when the scandal hit, it was only a scandal. She's going to
be given secondhand, thirdhand information because she wasn't there. So should she really be talking about that stuff on TV? She wasn't there when it happened. She knows it happened because she owns the restaurant. But the fact that Marla's even trying to dig that out of her.
Yeah, the two, in my opinion, didn't correlate as well. That's not my issue. I'm not arguing that. It didn't make sense. But in the midst of what she said, there's no way you're going to convince me that if there was a shooting at somebody else's establishment, anybody's establishment, let's pick Sheree's warehouse. Let's pick Kenya's
beauty shop that she about to have.
Beauty shop stuff. Yeah. It don't matter. Nobody else could have gotten away with not being able to talk. And if you notice, if y'all go back and rewatch that, remember we talked about reshoots or what they call callbacks. That scene that they filmed or that they showed last week was a callback scene.
Which one?
When Candy and Todd and the cousin were at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah, I could tell.
You know how I know? This is how I know undisputably. Because they showed Candy's second confessional look already. That meant that when she filmed the first one, which usually happens at the midpoint of them shooting the season, they had not done that scene yet. Because it would be in the afro. She would have been talking about that in her confessional in that afro.
But do you think it was a legal thing? Like they talked about something legal that they shouldn't have, maybe?
No, it was no more. It's still a legal thing.
Do you think they reshot it because what they talked about they couldn't have because it was a legal thing?
No, it's still a legal thing.
But they didn't say anything the second time. She actually said, "I can't talk about it because it's legal."
No, but she talked about it in the confessional. That's when she gave it context.
Right. So I'm saying
only in the confession. So she was willing to talk about it on her own terms in the confessional.
I was just trying to say,
and that's probably the best thing if she's going to talk about it.
It's a legal thing.
Joy, I mean, I get people or like Marlo that's a little bit dense wanting to go in and say Candy gets away with everything. In this case, Candy shouldn't talk too much. Yeah, I own the place. Yes, that's my cousin. I wasn't there. So do you want me to only talk about what my cousin told me and not what happened on the other end?
Because whatever it is, my point is Candy wouldn't allow it to be a part of
because she's a smart business woman.
Legal. I think it's legal.
But them talking about it, you ain't got to say nothing. Like there were nobody's illegal situation was more serious than Teresa Giudice's on Housewives of or even Jen Shaw. But all of them were able to have conversations. On both shows, people around them were allowed to have conversations, but because people want to stay friends or stay cool or stay in the good graces of Candy, it don't happen.
But the difference in that, Joy, the difference is the Teresa situation. Teresa was a part of that situation. She was signing documents, whether she knew about them or not, etc. Candy owns the company where it happened. She had nothing else to do with it.
More of a reason not to talk about it. You can't even say shoot.
That's more of a reason not to talk about it.
Who can say shoot? Drew didn't want to say shoot. That had nothing to do with that. Was Drew. She didn't want to say the word, and Marlo got mad. Candy didn't tell Drew she couldn't say that word
that we know of.
Joy, you just okay.
Yeah, but we don't know of it. But what does make sense, I can't even believe that Marlo is really willing to put her slowness out on the camera like that. That's ridiculous. We shouldn't expect her to talk. Whose side is she going to give? Because they're both stories from two different sides that she has nothing to do with other than owning the company. Do you really want her to talk about that? I own the company, and I'm sure my cousin did everything right. The other one was all wrong. Now,
they made it. They show made Phaedra. Don't you remember when the guy came to Phaedra's place?
What they made a whole thing involved. That was with some motorcycles, right? We're talking was big difference.
No,
I don't know. I didn't watch it, man. I don't know what y'all talking about. Help me out.
It was a season where somebody came to Phaedra's job. Okay. And the guy was looking for somebody and he clowned. He was arrested. Mama Joyce mentioned it.
Yes.
I don't know.
What are you saying about that?
I can't remember.
What happened? The guy got arrested?
One of her former customers or something did something crazy, and they had a little altercation where he was a little bit upset with Phaedra. Phaedra didn't want to talk about it. And then later in that same episode, or maybe the next, the guy's relatives came and apologized for how he acted on camera. Phaedra tried to keep it quiet. They kind of forced that on there because that guy was so upset. But that's nothing similar to what's going on now.
It kind of sort of is.
I don't know.
It was their place of establishment. It was a situation that they even said the guy was mentally ill. I can't remember the details. All I know is that it became a conversation. At least my point is they're not even allowed to make it a conversation. When Drew was like, "Well, what happened with the situation?" or whatever word she used instead of shooting.
She said situation.
And nobody wanted to talk about it. Go back and watch this scene. It was
who should you talk about it with? Somebody that was there or somebody that wasn't there?
It don't matter who was there or not, Callie.
It absolutely matters.
It don't matter. It ended up, this was a situation that ended up in the blog.
The owner of the company is going to sit there and talk about a murder or whatever the shooting was.
I think you're missing the point that it wasn't, even if she said nothing, the people around her wouldn't even talk about it.
They shouldn't. Why should they? We all know what happened. Like they said, it was in the news. What do you want the cameras in their face to agree with? Yes, it happened. Thank you. Let's go to the next topic. What do you want them to say? I heard that her cousin did this, or that. You want to bring he say, she say into a situation none of them were really at. You want that to be on TV? Come on, that's a smart businesswoman for not wanting to put that on TV. She was not there.
I mean, nobody wants to put it on TV. I don't know. But anybody else is anything that's ended up in a blog, it becomes a legal issue, it's on the news, people are going to talk about it.
And what have y'all said about
that?
But
not Ken. Not Ken.
Anytime Erica Jane did it. Erica Jane tried not to talk about it or tried to or whatever. She shouldn't talk about it. We don't want her on the show. She shouldn't talk. Now suddenly you want Candy to talk about it? Come on now. Erica has something to do with it allegedly.
I don't think Candy should have talked about it, but I do agree with maybe the people around her could have. I think that's what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
What do you want them to say? Candy?
I don't know, but I think that's what she's saying.
Whatever it is, they didn't finish the conversation. They didn't even have it.
So can we think Candy has open the newspaper? Read it yourself. I mean, what do you really want them to say? They had nothing to do with it.
Oh, God. So do you think Candy has some sort of power with Bravo to make sure that her stuff isn't being...
I mean, I don't think that it was so much that, but my point is to force their hand... to force their hand, the producers had to come out to say, "Oh, we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room," because it was very clear to me that they had that scene to talk about it, and they still wasn't going to talk about it.
They didn't talk about it.
Producers had to come out and say they don't do that often.
Well, you know, if you're saying they don't do it just because it's Candy, well, I don't know. Has Candy helped a little bit of everybody on the show with something different than what Marlo could have ever done? Maybe they don't want to put Candy in a negative light because Candy is not a negative person. I don't know.
Kevin said he needs some honest wine. Okay. Y'all have made him need some honest wine. I just want y'all to know this.
I need some wine.
I'm gonna need some black chocolate. Black chocolate for me, please. Marcel, where you at?
Was it wrong for Candy to say that about Marlo cutting the girl?
No, it was very much right. Marlo didn't want to talk about that. It was absolutely right.
Y'all been talking about that for 6 seasons.
I don't know.
Marlo was a part of that situation, was she not?
Yeah.
Okay. Candy was not a part to what happened at that restaurant. Thank you. We can go on to the next show. Is it time or do we got something else?
Okay, I want to say one more thing about the upcoming thing, and then we're right on time, which I'm very proud of us. But okay, so the next little episode that I saw, Sheree was getting the ultrasound.
She had some, that was just a backup of gas that doctor saw on that sonogram.
Yeah, okay. I know this is wrong, and Lord, I'm going to say this. But Sheree, listen to me. Look into my eyes.
51 or 52 years
old. Do
she
not be having sex with Martell without a condom. Okay, bam. Are we done?
I hope she listens, because
Sheree.
Belinda, Sheree, I mean, that stuff is getting a little messy.
Somebody said I'm calling Cynthia wine. Yes. So we're gonna do. I think we did great. I'm so proud of y'all. We did two things. We kind of was all over the place, but we got it done. So we're gonna talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville next. There was nothing there that I saw. I don't even know why she's doing this. That's the only thing I remember from what's coming up. Do y'all remember anything else? Was it just Sheree ultrasound?
Anything else? I mean, this season needs some help, but you know, it needs some help. But if we're going to talk about stuff, we got to talk about the people that were a part of it, not just Candy, who ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I think it's. I think Monyetta and Marlo may be getting into it. I don't know though.
Oh, wait a minute! Before we hang up, though, Carlos King. Did y'all hear Carlos King said Monyetta was a butt kisser? No, Carlos said Monyetta is Candy's puppet.
Yeah.
No, he did not.
Yeah. And did you see her response?
I did. Yes, I did.
What did she say? Tell me.
He was like, I'm not a puppet. This is an example. It was something like, I'm just her real friend.
Okay, that was very classy of Monyetta, because I would have said all kind of things to him. That Monyetta,
Carlos said, "Come on, let's talk about it."
Monyetta, you're a better woman than me, Mama. Better woman than me.
I was talking about him bad in the group. When he was talking about how bad Housewives of Atlanta is. I was like, why are you not talking about Jersey? We've been listening to the same family.
Oh, he did.
He just did.
Season apart. Fine.
Yeah,
he did talk about it.
But he didn't do it throughout the season, though. It's like he attacked the black shows to me. Yeah. I don't know why he attacks the black shows. And I think it's because it gets him trending if he talks about the black shows, because people get mad at him for doing it.
And well, here's the thing, though. I mean, because I'm not a big Carlos.
That's because he's a competitor.
Cracks me up.
That's the problem.
But he explained. Did I already tell y'all this? I feel like I've said this before. He explained why he talks about all the other shows.
Why?
And it made me really understand a little bit more. So this is a race issue. If anybody's offended, you might want to hang up now, part later. I don't know. He said, if you think about all the white shows, they get interviews from all different networks and channels, and no matter how small of a show, a lot of white people that are on shows get attention, get interviews. People know them across different groups and everything. He said, you don't see that type of stuff for black groups. So he was talking to Brooke Bailey, I think he was talking to somebody who wasn't out there a lot. And he said, this is the reason, or maybe it was the jail people, them people that's in jail come out and steal their girlfriend's money and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Love at the lockup, like Sheree.
Yeah. So he said he likes to talk to all the other people to get their name out there. He wants to give them the same attention that all the other white shows get on different networks.
But he's negative about them. He doesn't think anything nice.
Well, I agree. I've heard nothing but negative too, but I had never heard that explanation. I kind of was glad.
And he's now ruined his reputation. Yeah. Had he just been interviewing them, it would have been totally different. But when you turn to the show is crap, because that's literally what he said about both Potomac and Atlanta. Yeah. Why would and talking about them individually, why would anybody on those shows then interview with him?
Yeah, and
he was talking about even like Kenya bad. He called Kenya, and it's true, but he basically said that Kenya lied on Martell. Like, now this was somebody who was your good Judy. Why would you say that? Why would Kenya ever interview? Because
he knew it would talk. If you say anything about Kenya, if you say anything about Giselle, You say anything about, you're going to get people and you're going to trend. There's certain names that he says,
but nobody now moving forward, nobody will interview with him.
That's
well,
true.
I don't know, Joy. It seems like everybody's still interviewing with him.
Who's interviewing with him from Potomac or Atlanta?
I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him since the Robin thing. Maybe he hasn't asked. I don't know. But I still see him from all kind of other shows. He is trying to be Andy Cohen so bad. Kevin, I in so many ways agree.
I do not agree, because I'm gonna tell you something. Andy Cohen would never. Andy Cohen would never talk about
Andy Cohen wouldn't have.
Andy Cohen would never talk about them. Ever.
You ain't never heard him talk about Huntsville. He wouldn't go against his own franchise. The problem with what Carlos is doing is that he's a competitor. And he don't, and
I agree.
He's acting like he's not a competitor.
Now, I agree with
Had
you.
he just been interviewing these housewives and asking them shady questions, it would have been fine. But when you decide to talk about the shows as a whole, that's the problem. Nobody said anything when he was interviewing Kenya or
all of them,
or what's her name? Or Giselle. Nobody cared. Everybody found that okay. It was when he decided to make blanket comments about the shows as a whole, and it looked bad because he's a competitor. And although his ratings, looking at the last 2 weeks of Huntsville, are a third of what the core ratings are on Atlanta.
I agree.
I agree. Y'all. He can't even touch them at all.
He can't.
And then Atlanta's going to be shown worldwide. It's going to be shown on Peacock. It's going to be streamed. They're going to get better numbers. They ain't doing that at all.
Yeah, I mean, their targets must be set extremely low because, maybe he is meeting his targets there because they're low. It's hard to understand. I was glad to hear him try to explain why he did it. At least I got some kind of insight, but you're right. He doesn't seem to care about his own shows enough. Unless they really have
he called for them to get fired. If he didn't call for them to get fired or try to get the shows removed,
that's the problem. I mean, that's insane to me.
That's crazy.
Nobody said a problem when he was bringing context even to New Jersey. Do that as the former producer. People can respect that, but to denigrate the entire shows and talk about who should be fired and all that's stupid. Because there are people who I'm trying to figure out why Tiffany's still on Huntsville.
Oh, we get to talk about her next, honey.
We about to. Okay, y'all. Let me do our QR code. Well, I'll do it next one. Y'all just make sure y'all follow us. We about to do Huntsville. Come back and see us in 2 and 2. Okay? Y'all ready? Oh, here's our QR code. Scan it real quick. I'm about to go. All right. See y'all in 1 minute.
Okay.
All right. Let's end this broadcast if I can.